Hey, this is WhyBeAre back with my summer car, and hopefully by the end of this video, we will have a car that can actually drive. Then the game will be updated and the car I have will no longer be able to drive and we'll have to fix it again because that's always what happens. So anyways, I went ahead and cheated in some spark plugs because I could not find the ones I bought. They have simply vanished. I have no idea where to though. Some people said they might be in this hole right here. I see absolutely nothing in terms of spark plugs there. And then I triple checked the van to make sure they weren't in there and I saw nothing. So I'll go ahead and check the van with you guys for the fourth time to make sure. I'll move things out of the way as I get them. So the gasoline, we'll put that there. The battery, we'll go ahead and set that near the front of the car because we're going to need to be installing that. And then same for the oil filter. That goes up front right there. And then in here, we also have the fire extinguisher that I picked up off the ground and another canister. This one is for diesel. And that's it. If we look around in here, there is no spot for the spark plugs to be hiding. They're just not here. It is really strange. They're not in the front either. They're gone. So that's why we have to use the cheater spark plugs. So let's go ahead and get these things installed. We're going to pop all the spark plugs out and we're going to install them. And then we'll screw them in and see if the car will work. And then I'll fix the battery to the correct battery and stuff. But I want to just get this thing running before I worry about that. So there's one spark plug. There's number 2. And the other 2 are stacked right on top of each other. So there's number 3. And it's funny when you install something and you can't actually see what you're doing. You just know spark plug goes in a hole somewhere around here. Which one is it actually near the spark plug? It is the far one. So spark plug goes somewhere around here. All right. Now we need to tighten them down. So we're going to go ahead and grab my spark plug wrench. And just get on in here. And tighten them as much as I can. That is fully tightened. Next one. And fully tightened. Next one. Fully tightened. And then last one. Fully tightened. All right. As far as I know, everything in this... Why are these bolts loose? Well, let's say everything in this should work. And then I look and they're like, nope, we got some loose bolts for no reason at all. I think those are size 8s, right? And we want to do this one first, otherwise we get electrocuted. I was being dumb. I almost went and electrocuted myself to death right there. Okay. All the electrical wires are still there, it looks like. Is the bolt down below still attached? No, do you see that right there? That's the gap there. That's not right, so we have to fix that as well. So go ahead and tighten the bolt once again. And then I want to make sure these bolts stay tightened. Even though I'm going to have to redo this one in a minute when I change batteries. And I want to see if they're actually going to stay tightened or not. So what I want to do is I want to save the game and come back and see if they remain tightened or if they loosen themselves. Fingers crossed that this actually works. Because I have no idea what to do if every time when I load up the game, some bolts are just loosened for no reason whatsoever that make the car completely immobilized. Like, that's just going to be such a pain to try to fix. All right, those are good. How's the lower one? Is it good as well? Please be good. It's good. Are the spark plugs okay? Spark plugs have vanished again. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I just installed the spark plugs and they're gone. So now this thing ain't gonna start then, is it? Yeah, nothing. Well, wait, if there's nothing, then there's something wrong with the battery. Because the battery's not cranking for some reason anymore. So yeah, apparently just saving the game completely ruins the car. Because it's way worse than it was before. Okay, I had it running a while ago. Then a couple saves later, it'll crank, but it won't start. Now, it won't even crank. You go in here, you try to do something, nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's not the choke or anything like that because we simply ain't got no electricity. So I don't know if some wiring just disappeared or what. Looks like the wiring's there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to reload the save that I had where the spark plugs weren't installed though, because if I ain't got no spark plugs again, I got to do the same exact thing I did last video. That's stupid. I don't want to be doing that. I want to get this thing actually working, not driving back and forth to the shop and buying endless spark plugs. Thankfully, though, I did back up my save so I can restore it. Okay, so here's the plan. We're going to install spark plugs. We're going to tighten the battery, and then we're going to try to drive the car. Pretty much the exact same thing we did at the start of this video, but we're not going to save in between. Also, I cheated in an additional box of spark plugs because I don't expect this to go well. I expect this to go really badly, and we're going to lose the spark plug somehow, so we got a backup pair. All right, let's go ahead and get these things into the engine. First one, done. Number 2 is done. Number 3 is hard to see, but done. And then number 4. We go somewhere around here. Okay. Now we gotta tighten those things down so that they'll actually work. For that, we need the spark plug wrench once again. And doesn't matter what order we do these in as far as I know. Just do it in whichever order you feel like, which is left to right in this situation. Except instead of doing it completely left to right, we go to the far right one. And then we go to this one. You really should never do that though, because then it just makes it hard to remember. Did I tighten all of these? I have to make sure. All right. Next, the battery stuff. We need a size 5 spanner for the one down below, which came undone for no reason whatsoever. So tighten that. And then we need a size 8 for the battery itself. We gotta do this one first. Not making the same mistake as last time where I almost got myself electrocuted. And this one second. All right. That should be drivable. Let's see what happens. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay, I got one more idea. Maybe the battery I have is bad. Let's test it by, well, actually, here's the dumb way to test it. I was going to test it by swapping the battery, but this is the fast way to test it. If we electrocute ourselves, the battery is good. If we don't, the battery is bad. We did not electrocute ourselves. This battery is complete junk. Get out of here. Thankfully, I did buy a new battery again. Yeah, this is the second new battery I bought. I don't know why I keep buying so many parts for this thing. I'm buying the same parts over and over and over again, but eventually it has to work, right? Please? So, tighten this up on this side, and then tighten up the lower side, and we're going to see if that makes any difference. Fingers crossed, guys. This, I don't know what else to try after this. Here we go. Yes, 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 come on. All right, we're good, we're good. What the? Okay. Apparently the bolts on the gear stick are broken. So that needs to be fixed now. Because it just popped out. I saw it pop out when I tried to shift gears. Every time you load or save, something has to break. That's the name of the game. Very, very frustrating game, I'll tell you that much. Just having to constantly fix the same parts over and over again. I don't even know if this is the right size. It looks like it's so far away, like I can barely reach it. Tell if it's right or not. Hopefully after this it'll actually move. Please move. Like I'm begging you here. I don't know what else I can do for you. All right, into driving mode. First gear, go. We did it. We moved. Woo! But it was only 2 feet and the car died. Rev it harder. Yes. It's probably just because the engine's all in terrible, terrible shape. But look, we can at least drive forward. That is a huge accomplishment to everything else I've done so far for this car. Although I had it driving before, but it's driving again. That's the good part. As for the spark plugs disappearing, we got to figure that out. That's completely unacceptable. I'm thinking maybe since we actually drove the car, it'll register, oh yeah, there are spark plugs there and it won't mess it up. So I'm going to see if that works or not by saving and reloading and seeing what happens. We're going back into this bathroom a lot, aren't we? Like, it's just back into the bathroom again. Like, I got some sort of constipation that I can't get rid of, and I keep feeling like I gotta go. And would you look at that? They're gone again. I got another box. So here's a different plan. Maybe the game just won't register that the spark plugs aren't there until they actually aren't there. Maybe it still thought I had spark plugs in there from last time, and they just turned invisible. I don't know what's going on exactly. So what we're doing now, we're going to install the backup spark plugs. If I can get it lined up. And then after we install them, we're going to remove them. We're going to save so then the game registers, oh yeah, you have no spark plugs in this thing. And then I'm going to reinstall the spark plugs again and see if that does anything. So there we go. All of them have been installed. We're going to go ahead and tighten them and then loosen them before we take them out. And what exactly does this have to do with real car mechanic work? Nothing at all. Nothing at all. You're never going to have to do this in real life where you have to intentionally tighten spark plugs and then remove them so they don't disappear from the face of the earth. All right, so that one's done. Next up, we tighten this one. And then we remove this one. And then the same for this one. Tighten all the way. And remove it all the way. I gotta pop them out afterwards, but this is a step at a time here. All the way tightened. All the way removed. Back to the other tool. Then we'll pop them all out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the game should register. Okay, there are really no spark plugs in this thing for real now. So we'll save that state, and then we'll try installing them again. All right, here we go. To be honest, right now, I'm a little bit worried. Because if this still doesn't work, I just have no idea what to do anymore. I'm completely lost. Fingers are really crossed now, more than before. And they're gone. They're just gone. And it's not because I cheated the spark plugs in. I know that. Because I had the spark plugs disappearing before I cheated them in, period. There's nothing wrong with the spark plugs I'm cheating in. And they also disappeared the ones that I purchased. So something's just wrong with the spark plugs. And I have no idea what to do to fix it. Yeah, again, if any of you guys out there have any clue what to do when your spark plug's disappearing, do leave your comments because I want to know so I can get this thing fixed up and truly working. Until that time comes, though, this has been WhyBeAre with maybe the last video for my summer car. If there's no real solution for this, I don't know. I'll see you next time.